Welcome to Dividing Radicals. And before we get started, here are some things you should already know. Your perfect square roots, you should have them memorized. You should know how to simplify radicals with variables. And now, let's get down to business. All right, the first thing you're going to need to know when you're dividing radicals is that you could take a tall radical, that's a radical with a fraction inside, and you can make it into a fraction of radicals. Or you could take a fraction of radicals and turn it into a tall radical with a fraction of the radicals inside. It depends on which one's going to make it easier for you to simplify, which you'll see coming up. And the last thing I need you to know before we start dividing is you can't leave the denominator as a radical. You have to change it. Here we have our first division problem, radical 4 divided by radical 5. I like to simplify whenever you can, so I'm going to take this radical 4. I know radical 4 or 4 is a perfect square, and I'm going to get a 2 out of it. So I have 2 over radical 5. Now, I told you before, you can't leave your denominator a radical. So we have to do something about this radical 5. And what you're going to do is actually times it by itself. And whatever you do to the bottom, you're going to do to the top to balance it out. You're really multiplying by 1, if you could see it. If not, it doesn't really matter. What you do now is you multiply across. That's 2 times radical 5. So I'm going to get 2 radical 5. And radical 5 times radical 5 actually ends up just to be 5. It actually gets rid of the radical sign when you multiply 2 radicals that are the same number. Because, and I'll show you why, because radical 5 times radical 5 is actually radical 25, and radical 25 equals 5. So save yourself some time, and just if you see 2 radicals are the same number, like radical 5 times radical 5, it's just going to equal 5. And there's nothing more you could do, so we are finished and simplified. Next, we have 5 divided by radical 6. The only thing you can really do here is get rid of the radical on the bottom like we're supposed to, and do it the same way we did last time. Is you take radical 6 and you multiply it by itself, and whatever you do to the bottom, you're going to do to the top. And that's going to give us 5 radical 6. And radical 6 times radical 6 is going to give us 6. And at this point, there's nothing else we could do. It's simplified, and we can move on. Last, we have a radical 15 divided by a 5 radical 10. Now, since radical 15 doesn't have any perfect square factors, it's going to stay radical 15 for now. What we can do is get rid of the radical 10. Before we do that, you can simplify the radical 15 and radical 10 if you wanted to divide each by 5. It would make your life easier, but you're still going to get the same answer. I'm not going to do it that way, just to show you the easiest way to do this, and that is to multiply the top and bottom by radical 10. That's going to give me radical 150 on top, and I'm going to get 5 times 10 on the bottom. Now, that's going to give me radical 150 over 50. Now, can we break down 150? I think we can, into simpler radicals. I know we could do radical 25 times radical, what is that, 4, 5, 6, and divide that by 50, and that's going to give us, radical 25 is going to give us 5, radical 6, divided by 50, And now we could reduce the coefficient and the 50 on the bottom. So let's do it. 5 divided by 5 is 1, so that just cross that out, and you can make it a 1, it doesn't matter. And then 50 divided by 5 is 10. So the answer is radical 6 over 10. Long, but not hard. Now it's your turn to try. Try these two problems, so pause the video here, and when you're done, reveal the answers by unpausing the video. Well, hopefully you got it right, and if you did, throw yourself a dance party, and remember, the only time success comes before work is in the dictionary. This has been a Struggling Student Productions. If you like this video, please press like and subscribe to our channel.